Hello, welcome to Remy's Fashion. My name is Remy. We have a few online courses. If you're interested in joining any of them, send us a WhatsApp message to the number on the screen. The courses we have available will be listed in the description box below. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a maxi circle skirt. So if this is something you're interested in knowing how to do, then keep watching. This is the fabric I'm going to be using. This is an Ankara fabric. This is 6 yards fabric. And because it's a maxi skirt, it's a long flare skirt. I'm going to be using the whole 6 yards. So get your fabric ready and get your basic sewing supplies. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is 6 yards of fabric. I'm going to fold it into 4 and I'm going to iron it out and cut out the edges because I do not want the edges in my skirt. So I'm going to fold it into 4, iron it out, cut out the edges, and then I'll come back and show you what next we're going to be doing. So I have folded my fabric into 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is complete full 6 yards of Ankara fabric folded into 4. And then I cut out the labeled side, so because I do not want it in my skirt. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to calculate the radius of a circle skirt. You will need the following measurements, just 2 measurements: your waist circumference measurement and your skirt length. So the formula to calculate for a full circle skirt is radius is equal to circumference divided by 6.28. So my waist circumference measurement is 38 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch zipper allowance. So that is going to give me 39 inches. I'm going to divide 39 inches by 6.28. That's going to give me 6.2 approximately. The length of my skirt is going to be 45 inches because I want my skirt to be very long. This is a maxi skirt. So we need now to take our measurements from here. Take one part that has the fold. This is where I'm going to be taking my measurements from. So the first thing I'm going to do is to measure out my radius. So my radius for my calculation is 6.2. So I measure 6.2 from here. So I measure 6.2 round. So you can use your curve ruler to connect the points. From here, I'll make a straight line. Just make sure the edge is straight. I'll connect from here to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1/2 inch from here upwards. So this is the 1/2 inch I'm going to be using to cut out my radius skirt, because this is very easy to forget, so that when you don't finish drafting out and you just cut out here. So you can do that now so that you don't forget. You can do it at the end by the time you finish cutting out, but I think I'll prefer to do it now so that I will not forget. This is where I'm going to be cutting out. I'm going to be using this 1/2 inch to join my waistband to my skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the length, because I want to have a length of 45 inches from my waist. So from here, I'm going to measure 45 inches all the way down. Okay, so I'll take my measurement from here. 45 inches, that puts me here, and I'll mark from here. So I'm just going to keep going round. And then I keep rotating, and by the time I get here, I do not have 45 inches anymore. I'm going to be joining fabric to this part. Okay, so I'm going to connect this part now and leave this part for now until I join my fabric. Even this side I don't have up to 45 inches, so I'm going to connect the part I have up to 45 inches. I'll connect and then I'll cut it out. I'll use that fabric to add to the other side. So I'm just going to connect. up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the bottom now and use this excess fabric to join to this side so that I can finish cutting out my skirt. So I will now cut out. So this is my flare on this side. So I need to join fabric to these parts. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to take these fabrics now and I'm going to join them to this part. And then I can go ahead and measure out my 45 inches. So I used pin to extend my fabric. So this is where we stopped. So I'm going to carry on from here. I'm going to continue from where we stopped. So join your fabric and then continue. So 45. This was where we stopped. So I'm going to continue from here. So this is where we stopped. So I'm going to cut all the way down. This is our circle skirt. You see, this is where we stop. This is what we're going to be adding. This is our excess fabric that we're going to be joining together. I'm going to be joining it there. I just use pins to hold it down. So after cutting the bottom, I'm now going to cut the waist. And then don't forget, add half an inch sewing allowance. You use that half an inch to stitch your waistband to your skirt. See, these are full circle skirt. And then this is the part we're going to be joining. I use pins to hold it. I'm going to join it first before any other thing. And then for this full circle skirt, because of the way we cut the fabric, we have 2 openings. So I'm going to sew one side closed. And then the other side is where I'm going to be adding my zipper. See how full this skirt is? So I'm going to sew here closed. And then this is where I'm going to be adding my zipper. I've joined my extra pieces. I've joined it to the main fabric and this is what we have. See the joining? Done. And then because of the way we folded this fabric, we had 2 sides open. And I remember saying that I'm going to close one side. So I have gone ahead and closed up one side. So I've closed it up. So this is what we have. Okay. So this is a full circle skirt. 360-degree flare. It's really big and full. See? Really big and full. So the next thing we're going to do now is to add the waistband. I'm going to add the waistband to my skirt before sewing in my zipper. So what you need to do is to measure. So my skirt is folded into 2. So I'll take the measurement of this waistline. Remember, I'm going to be using half an inch to join it together. So I'll just take the measurement. So 19.5. So I will cut a waistband of 19.5 inches. On fold, it's going to be on fold 19.5. So if I open it up, 19.5 times 2. That's what we're going to have. And then the band width is going to be 1.5 inch. And then I'm going to be adding half an inch sewing allowance at the bottom to be able to sew it together. So I'm going to go do that now. Cut out my waistband and then I'm going to iron on interfacing on my waistband before we sew it on our skirt. This is our full circle skirt. It's really, really big. It's so massive. So let me go and cut the waistband now and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So I have gone ahead and prepared my band. So this is my waistband. So I cut 4 inches. Then on fold, when you fold it, it's going to be 2 inches. So I'm going to use 1.5 inch is for the waistband and half an inch is to sew the waistband to the waist of my skirt. So I'm going to open up my skirt and then this is my waist. So I'm going to be sewing it in. So by the time I attach this, I'll sew it down and then it's going to come up like this and then this will be our waistband. So I'm going to attach this all around from one edge to the other and then whatever you have, you cut out. I added extra. So right sides facing right sides and I'm going to pin it all the way and then I'm going to use half an inch to sew. And then once I finish sewing, I'm going to serge the edges to give me a neat finish. once I finish sewing, I'll turn it up like this, and this is our waistband. So once that is done, so this is where I'm going to sew in my zipper, and then this is my zip. Okay, so decide how long you want your zip to get to. So you take your measurement from the top. I want mine to be 12 inches. I'm just going to mark 12 inches. This is where I want my zip to stop. I'm going to be cutting off the excess, and then from here, and then I'm going to sew all the way down to the end, and then this is the opening here. I will now sew in my zipper. So I'm just going to go sew the waistband, and then sew here closed, and then fix my zipper. So after sewing in my waistband, this is what I have, see? And I've serged the edges as well to give me a neat finish. So this is my waistband for my skirt. Also sewn the sides. So you can decide you want to hem the bottom here, but I decided to serge. So I've gone ahead and used my serger to serge all around the bottom. So that's how I'm going to be leaving mine. So this is my opening for my zipper. See how big this skirt is? This is a 360-degree full flare. So I've left the opening for the zipper. So that's all that is left for us to do now. I'm going to fix the zipper. So this the zip I'm going to be using. So this is the inside of my skirt. Nicely done. See the inside of my skirt. This skirt is really, really big. I used 6 full yards to sew the skirt. This is a full maxi skirt. So I'm going to go and fix my zipper, and then I'll come and show you the final skirt, what it looks like. So after fixing my zip, so this is what I have. So this is our skirt all done. We have 2 sides. So this is going to be on the side because we have 2 openings, one here and one on this side. This skirt is massive. It's really big. So this is my waistband, and this is my full circle skirt all done. If you enjoy this tutorial, you will like this one on how to draft a 6-piece skirt. So do check that out. So with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Take care and God bless.